I always thought of myself as a good man, but I never knew how much a good man could be forced to endure. George, for the love of God, call the police. That sentence won't leave my head. It was Dr. Miles, my wife's new physical therapist. He spoke softly, pale, almost breathless in the hallway of my home. Right there, in that second, I understood that the last 6 years of my life were perhaps a lie. And look, I wasn't ready for that. Not at all. Let me introduce myself properly. My name is George. I'm 47, but I look 60. At least that's what the mirror tells me. I'm from Lubbock, Texas. Hot land, land of work. I'm an agronomist by training, but I left consulting a long time ago. About 20 years, I think. I started my own supply shop. Seeds, fertilizer, tractor parts, the things that make the cotton grow. I started small, in a rented warehouse. Today, George's Ag is, well, it's respected in the region. I built that with sweat, with the sun on my head, literally. I always thought my best investment wasn't the land, wasn't the cotton. It was my family, me and Marissa, 24 years married, and Tyler, our son, our pride. At least I thought he was. We had a good life, you understand? House paid off, barbecue on Sundays, that normal small-town life. Tyler grew up, married Claudia, lives nearby. I was satisfied. The kind of satisfaction a man has when he looks at what he's built and thinks, it worked. Little did I know, right? And then 6 years ago, life tripped us up. Marissa, she fell down the stairs, a nasty fall. The kind where the sound of the thud makes your skin crawl. Hospital, rushing around, tests. The diagnosis came like a punch to the gut. Paralysis from the waist down, spinal cord injury, irreversible. The doctor spoke, but I didn't hear him. My world, it ended right there. I saw her in the bed, crying. Tyler, poor guy, already married, had his own life. I went to him and said, "Son, don't worry, leave it. I'll take care of your mother." And that's what I did. I took care of her. I became a caregiver. The guest room turned into a mini hospital. Hospital bed, a lift on the ceiling. I adapted the whole house. Ramps where there were steps. Wider doors. I, George, the agronomist, the owner of George's Ag, learned how to give a sponge bath. I learned to turn her in bed every 2 hours, all through the night, to prevent sores, to prevent bed sores. 6 years. Do you have any idea what 6 years without sleeping a full night is? I watched my assets, the ones I worked so hard to build, disappear, draining away. And the worst part, I didn't care. It was for Marissa. Imported medicine, treatments the insurance wouldn't cover, wheelchairs and one for $20,000, another for $12,000, motorized. "George, I need this one," she'd say. And I'd find a way. But Marissa, she changed. Not just her body, her soul. She became bitter, acidic, which was justifiable, I thought. The pain must be terrible, the frustration. Who am I to judge, right? But then the money started disappearing too fast. "George, I need a new mattress, imported, a waterbed. I don't know what," and I'd buy it. "George, Tyler needs help with his rent, poor thing." Tyler, he's suffering so much because of me, George. Seeing his mother like this, it's affecting his marriage. And I'd give it. I wrote a check for my son, so he wouldn't suffer. I was exhausted. The smell of medicine, the smell of a hospital, it soaked into my house, into my clothes, and I didn't even notice anymore. The store started to get neglected. I'd go in the morning, handle the basics, and rush back. The manager held down the fort, and she didn't thank me. She demanded. Tyler would come to visit. But it was strange. He'd sit next to her bed and stare at his phone. His wife, Claudia. Claudia. She just measured the furniture in my house with her eyes. "Wow, George, this china cabinet is beautiful. A shame you don't even use the dining room anymore, right?" Things like that, casually. I was paying for the most expensive health insurance plan in the country, paying for physical therapy 3 times a week, paying for the adapted van, and in return, silence, a sour face. I ate cold food, alone in the kitchen, because she needed to rest and couldn't stand the smell of garlic. I was at my limit. At 47, looking 60, like I said, then came the first crack. The money in my personal account was running out. I had a good piece of land near the highway that I was saving. It was my expansion plan for the store, to build a new warehouse, something big. I went to Marissa in the bedroom, as carefully as I could. "Marissa, honey, things are tight. I'm thinking of selling that land by the highway. The treatment is expensive." She didn't even let me finish. "Why do you need land, George?" she said. Her voice was cold. I'm never getting out of this chair. Why do you need a new warehouse if your wife is rotting in a bed? That hurt. It hurt more than the fall. But I lowered my head. I sold the land. Sold it at a loss. Quickly. I put all the money into this. And one day, in a moment of financial desperation and exhaustion, I mentioned it in front of Tyler and Claudia. Son, maybe we need to sell this house. Move to a smaller adapted apartment. It would be easier to manage, cheaper to maintain. Before I could finish, Tyler exploded. He stood up, in front of me, in front of Claudia. Dad, are you trying to kill Mum? Is that it? She needs space. She needs air. All you think about is money. What kind of man have you become? I froze. I didn't know how to answer. I felt like the worst of men, the monster of the story. And that's the point I had reached. Destroyed. Look, if you've made it this far, if you're listening to my story, it's because you understand family drama. I wanted to thank the channel for giving me this space. It's important to talk. Sometimes we just need to be heard. Subscribe, leave your like, because what I'm about to tell you now, the hole was much, much deeper. Things continued like this for a few more months. Me, the monster who only thought about money. Her, the bedridden saint. Tyler, the protective son. Claudia, Claudia. Physical therapy was my only break. The old clinic had closed and I had to hire a new service. A young man came, Dr. Miles. Young, but very serious. Professional. He came 3 times a week. And I noticed he looked at Marissa in a different way. It wasn't pity, it was analysis. He would do the exercises and she would groan. Oh, doctor, it hurts so much. Oh, I can't feel anything. And he would just say, okay, Mrs. Marissa, let's try again. He was the 5th or 6th therapist in 6 years. The others gave up. They said she didn't cooperate, that she was afraid, but not Miles. He was persistent. The veiled disrespect came from my son. Dad, don't you think it's time to get a new van? This adapted one, it's getting kind of old. Mom deserves comfort. The van was 2 years old, but I'll see, son. And Claudia. George, you could give us a hand with buying our house, couldn't you? Tyler is so worried about his mom, he can't even focus at his job. If we had our own house, he'd be more at ease. As if the reason their lives weren't moving forward was my fault, or Marissa's. But the fault for paying for it was mine. The explicit contempt came from Marissa on our 24th wedding anniversary. Even with everything, I still remembered. I bought a bouquet of roses, beautiful, and a perfume she liked. I went into the room. She was watching TV. Happy anniversary, love. She looked at the flowers. She looked at me and said, what are flowers for, George? So I can watch them die here next to the bed. Bring something useful. Bring that imported cream Tyler was talking about. I just stood there holding the bouquet. It wasn't anger, no, it was an emptiness. I just put the flowers in a vase in the kitchen. For me to see. Tyler saw the whole thing and said nothing, just shook his head as if I were the idiot for trying. And then the witnessed humiliation. It was a Sunday. My sister-in-law, Marissa's sister, came to visit, a rare event. They were in the bedroom, and I was in the kitchen, trying to make a decent lunch. The bedroom door was slightly open, and I heard Marissa, her voice different. It wasn't a sick person's voice. It was a strong voice. I can't take it anymore, sis. George is being such a tightwad, hiding money. That land, he only sold it because I demanded it. And Tyler has, poor thing. George won't help his own son, but just wait. I know how to push his buttons. He's soft, always has been. And her sister. But Mari, 6 years. You don't... And Marissa cut her off. 6 years, 10 years, whatever it takes. He owes me this. My hand trembled. The plate I was holding slipped, smashed on the floor. The noise, the silence from the room was immediate. I walked in. Is everything okay? I asked. My voice came out strange. Everything's fine, George. Just you, clumsy as ever. Now clean that up. The smell of food is making me nauseous. My sister-in-law wouldn't look me in the eye. After my sister-in-law left, the atmosphere was heavy. She knew what she had heard, and I knew, and Marissa knew that we knew. But nobody touched the subject. That's how disrespect settles in, you see. It becomes the unspoken, the elephant in the room. The next week, Tyler showed up. Dad, Claudia's having cravings. She's pregnant. My heart skipped a beat. A grandchild, pregnant, I said. Congratulations, son, but... Yeah, he said, and she's craving a trip, a cruise, to relax. You know, with all this pressure with Mom, We deserve it. A cruise. He wasn't asking for money for diapers. He wanted a cruise. Tyler, a cruise? Now? I sold the land. He cut me off. Yeah, Dad. You sold the land and pocketed the money. Mum's here, suffering. You can't make this one effort for your grandchild? I looked at him. How far along is Claudia? 2 weeks, he said. Cravings. At 2 weeks. And he used the grandchild card. He used the final card. I said no. It was the first time in a long time. I can't, Tyler, I'm sorry. His look, it wasn't disappointment. It was hatred. You're going to regret this, Dad. You're being stingy. He slammed the door on his way out, and I felt guilty. Trust me, it's not easy. Even knowing it was absurd, a part of me thought, am I really being stingy? And so we arrive at that day, 3 weeks ago, the day I started this story. It was a Thursday, physical therapy day. Dr. Miles arrived. I was in the living room, closing out some accounts for the store on my laptop. A nightmare of spreadsheets. He went in, went to the bedroom. I could hear the commands. Push, Mrs. Marissa. Stretch. And her groans. Ow, it hurts. I can't. It lasted an hour, like always. I heard him saying goodbye to her. See you Tuesday, Mrs. Marissa. And he left the room, but instead of going to the front door, he stopped in front of me, in the living room. I looked up from the laptop. Everything all right, doctor? He was pale, ghostly. He glanced down the hall, making sure the bedroom door was closed, and he motioned to me with his finger. Mr. George, come out to the porch, quick. I didn't understand a thing. I followed him. He closed the glass door to the porch. He was sweating. Doctor, did something happen to her? And he looked at me. He looked like a scared kid. Mr. George, for the love of God, call the police. There it was. That sentence. I froze. Police? Why? Did she? No, he said quickly. She's fine. She's more than fine. I just stared at him, not understanding. Dr. Miles, be clear. You're scaring me. And he took a deep breath. Mr. George, forgive the question. Have you ever gotten a second opinion on Mrs. Marissa's test results from 6 years ago? I said no, that it was a trauma, that the doctor was the best in the city. Exactly, he said. I've been a physical therapist for 15 years. I study reflexes, I study nerves, and from day one, something didn't add up. Her muscle atrophy, it's far less than it should be for 6 years of total paralysis. My heart started to pound, hard. But so what? So what, he said, is that I see reflexes, small things, but she controls them. She pretends not to feel the stimulus, but her muscle reacts before I even touch it. And today I got here early, 15 minutes, unannounced. The gate was open, I came in. The front door was just ajar, and I heard footsteps, light, and I saw. What did he see? I saw Mrs. Marissa standing in the hallway, near the bathroom. She was talking on her cell phone, laughing. She was walking, Mr. George, limping a little, but walking, pacing back and forth. The floor vanished. When she saw me, he continued, she screamed, a scream of shock, and she threw herself into the wheelchair and started crying. Doctor, what a scare. Help me, I almost fell. Miles looked at me. Mr. George, she is not paralyzed. I don't know what's wrong with her, but she can walk, and she lied to me, and I think she's lying to everyone. That's why I said, call the police. This is fraud. I thanked him. I don't remember what I said. I think I shook his hand, he left, and I just stood there, motionless, on the porch. 6 years, 6 years. You know what went through my mind? It wasn't the fall. It was Tyler. I remembered when he was a kid, about 10. He broke his arm playing ball, a cast, and he would cry from the pain at night. And I slept on the floor of his room, on the hard floor, for a week, because he said he only felt safe if I was there. Dad, stay here, and I'd stay. That was my son. Where was that boy? And Marissa, I remembered the beginning, before the store took off, when I was just a dreamer agronomist. We lived in a small back house, cramped, and I got sick, really sick. I had sepsis. I was in a bad way, true delirium, bedridden, fever, and Marissa, she never left my side. She gave me cold baths in the middle of the night. She took my temperature. She sold a gold chain, an heirloom from her mother, to buy the medicine I needed. We'll buy another one, George. You just need to get better. And now she saw me sick with fatigue, with exhaustion, and she just pushed me deeper into the hole. How does life turn out this way? Where did we get lost? I looked at my hands, calloused, hands that carry seed bags that work the earth, and hands that give baths, that change adult diapers, because yes, it came to that, and I did it, out of love, out of duty. And she was walking, laughing, talking on the phone, the money from the land, the adapted van. My son, Dad, all you think about is money. His voice, echoing in my head. It was him. It was Tyler. It was Marissa. They had turned me into an ATM, and I had let them. But then the desperation turned into clarity, a cold clarity. They thought I was just George, the tired shop owner, the fool, the sucker. But I'm an agronomist, and an agronomist, my friend, doesn't live on emotion. We live on planning. We plan the harvest. We know there's a time to plant, a time to tend, and a time to reap. And we always know you have to save some seed. You have to have a reserve, in case of drought, in case of pests. And they were my pests. They thought the money was running out, that I was at my limit. But I never mixed things. The house, this house here in Lubbock, worth about $600,000 today. You know who it belonged to? My father. He gave it to me before I got married. Marissa moved in, but the deed, the title, then was 100% in my name. What was mine before is mine. And the money from the land I sold, the one by the highway. I said the treatment was more expensive, but it wasn't that expensive. I didn't give her everything. I'd saved $80,000, hidden, in a separate account nobody knew about. And the store, George's Ag, they thought it was a mess, but the business is clean, and I had the company account separate, with its working capital. But there was about $150,000 in there that was mine, personally. Profit distribution from years that I never mixed. And there was my seed reserve, a small cabin, also inherited from my father, that I never mentioned to her. A simple place near the river worth about $200,000. In total, I had about $430,000 in liquid assets, saved, not including the house. They were eating me alive, yes, but they were eating the harvest. They hadn't touched the seed. They didn't know about the seed and what they did. It wasn't just immoral. As Dr. Miles said, it's a crime, fraud. That same day, I didn't go to the store. I said I was going. I took the car, but I parked around the corner. I needed to see, I needed to be sure. I walked back, went in through the back door. Silence. And I heard it, her voice, cheerful, coming from the bedroom, cheerful. I hadn't heard that voice in 6 years. She was talking to Tyler, on speakerphone, and I recorded it, from the hallway. Calm down, Tyler. The old man is eating out of our hand. He's a wreck. Just a little longer. That new doctor. Miles, he's suspicious, but I'll handle him. That new apartment you and Claudia want. It's almost ours, son, almost there. The world stopped. The old man is eating out of our hand. I left, cold. That night, I served her dinner. I smiled. This is delicious, George. Good, love. The next day, I didn't call the police. Not yet. I called my lawyer, Dr. Nelson, the store's longtime lawyer. I brought Dr. Miles with me. I asked him to tell the story. Then I showed him the recording. The lawyer, he took off his glasses, cleaned them. George, this is monstrous. We went to a notary that afternoon. I removed Tyler's name from any power of attorney for the company. I blocked the joint accounts. I asked Dr. Nelson to file for a contested divorce, immediately, with a claim for moral and material damages. And I did what I should have done before. I installed cameras, small ones, in the house, in her room, in the kitchen, legally, on my property. I was going to reap. The cameras were my trump card. Dr. Nelson said, George, the recording from the hallway is good, but we need irrefutable proof. Something she can't claim was a momentary miracle. And the cameras, oh, they delivered. The first day, nothing. She stayed in bed, complaining. The second day, 3 a.m. The camera's motion sensor light clicked on, and there she was, standing in her nightgown. She went to the kitchen, opened the fridge, took out a piece of pudding, and ate it, standing right there, chewing, looking at her phone. And then she did something that broke me. She started to dance, alone, in the kitchen, a quiet song playing on her phone. She was happy. 6 years of paralysis, and she was dancing in the kitchen eating pudding. The next day, she asked me to change her catheter because it was hurting. I looked at her. I saw the image of her dancing. And of course, love, let me help you. My stomach was churning, but I continued. I needed more. I pulled the bank statements, all of them. I made a spreadsheet. I wasn't an agronomist, I was an accountant. Every cent, the adapted van, Tyler's rent, the cruise he wanted, the health insurance, the imported medicines, which I found in the closet, boxes and boxes of them, unopened. She wasn't even taking them, she was hoarding them. For what? To resell? I don't know. I just know that the financial hole, what I lost, was much bigger than I had imagined. The preparation lasted a week, 1 week of being the perfect husband, the idiot father, until Dr. Nelson gave the green light. George, we have everything. The recordings are devastating. We can act. And we acted. The first move wasn't mine. It was the bank's. Tyler's supplementary credit card, the one I paid for, was declined. He tried to get gas. It didn't go through. He tried it at the supermarket with Claudia. It didn't go through. He called me. I was at the store. I saw Tyler light up the screen. I let it ring. It rang and stopped. He called again. I let it ring. He sent a text. Dad, what is this crap? The card's not working. I'm with Claudia at the market. This is humiliating. I read it. And I didn't reply, not 10 minutes later. The store's phone rang. It was Marissa's cell. She never called the store. I picked it up. George's ag. George speaking. George! The scream. What did you do? Tyler is being humiliated. Claudia is crying. You cut off your son's card? Are you insane? And I was calm, the calmest I'd been in 6 years. I cut it off, Marissa. I cut it. You can't do that. I need... What do you need, Marissa? Are you in your chair? Are you comfortable? She hesitated. Of course I am. I'm paralyzed, you monster. Good, stay right there. Oh, and the internet, I cut that too. Along with your premium health plan. I put you back on the basic plan. And the cable. Silence. You can't. I can. And I did. And I hung up. I knew what was coming. The desperation. Tyler must have called the bank. The bank said, the primary account holder blocked it. He must have tried to access the joint account. Blocked by court order. He must have called his wife, Claudia, and she must have called her mother. The family, they were finding out that the old man wasn't so foolish. It wasn't half an hour. Tyler showed up at the store, bursting through the door, red-faced. Dad, what the hell is this? The employees looked startled. I gave them a sign. It's okay, everyone. Family matter. I took him to my office. In the back. What the hell, Dad? Are you trying to kill Mom? She's sick. Her blood pressure is through the roof. I sat in my chair. Tyler, sit. I'm not sitting. You're being cruel. And I looked at him. My son. Cruel? Me, Tyler? Cruel is a son who watches his mother fake an illness for 6 years. Cruel is a son who helps extort his own father. Cruel is asking for a cruise for a 2-week pregnancy craving. He went white. The anger vanished, replaced by panic. Dad, what are you talking about? Mom is sick. No, Tyler, she's not, and you know it, and I know it, and now the law knows it. I left the store. He just stood there, frozen. I went home, but I didn't go alone. Dr. Nelson was with me, and 2 process servers, to deliver the divorce papers and a summons. We arrived. Tyler had raced home. Claudia was there. My sister-in-law was there. The family assembled. When I walked in, Marissa was in her wheelchair, crying. George, thank God, Tyler said you snapped, that you're cutting everything off. Help me. I stopped in the living room, Dr. Nelson at my side. Marissa, her voice changed. Who is this man? My lawyer, Marissa. The process server stepped forward. Mrs. Marissa, this is a summons for you and a filing for a contested divorce. The room fell silent. Claudia stopped crying. Marissa, she laughed, a nervous laugh. Divorce? George, you're leaving me? While I'm sick, paralyzed? You are a monster. And that's when I did it. I grabbed the tablet, the one I used for spreadsheets, and I connected it to the living room TV. A monster, Marissa? Let's see. And I pressed play. The kitchen, 3 a.m., her standing, eating pudding and dancing. The silence was deafening. Claudia put her hand over her mouth. My sister-in-law closed her eyes. Tyler looked at his mother, and Marissa, her face, transformed. The mask of the saint, the victim, it fell. What was left was hatred, pure. You spied on me, she hissed. Inside my own home. Inside my home, Marissa, I corrected. And yes, I spied. The legal battle was messy. It was fast. They tried to claim it was a miraculous recovery, that I was being cruel. But the recordings, Dr. Miles's testimony, the bank statements, the unopened boxes of medicine. There was no defense. She and Tyler. They are being criminally charged with fraud. In the divorce, she left with nothing. The house was mine, premarital. What we built together, she spent it all pretending to be sick, and the judge ruled that she had acted in bad faith for 6 years. She wasn't entitled to anything. Did I lose money? Of course, I calculated it. In those 6 years, between the land, the adapted van, the useless treatments, the money for Tyler, I lost about $200,000, easily, maybe more. Money that's not coming back. Marissa, well, she had to leave. She went to live with her sister, my sister-in-law, the same one who heard her call me a tightwad. Her sister took her in, but I know it's not the same. Tyler. Tyler. Claudia. Her pregnancy. It vanished. I don't think it ever existed. They're living in a rental, a tiny, cramped place. He lost his job when the lawsuit became public. Lubbock is a small town. News travels fast. George's ag is George's ag. No one messes with me, but George's son, he's marked. And me, I sold the house. I couldn't breathe in there anymore. The smell of lies. I took my money, the money I'd saved. And today, I've moved back to the cabin, the one nobody knew about. My father's inheritance. It's simple, it's small, but there's a river out back. And here in Texas, we like our rivers. The store is doing well. I'm back to taking care of it. Dr. Miles, that physical therapist, he became my friend. A real friend. We go fishing sometimes. He's terrible at it, but he's a good listener. Last week, Tyler called me from Claudia's phone. I was at the store. I saw Claudia on the caller ID. I answered. I don't know why. His voice was quiet. Dad? I didn't say anything. Dad, forgive me. I didn't know. Mom? I stayed quiet. Dad, we're in trouble. And there it was. I understood. He wasn't sorry. He was broke. I only said one thing. The number you've dialed is no longer in service, Tyler. And I hung up. And I blocked the number. Some things can't be fixed. There's no coming back. I don't know if she faked all 6 years, or if she got better somewhere along the way and just liked the easy life. Honestly, it doesn't matter. What matters is that today, for the first time in a long, long time, I sleep through the night. My back has stopped aching. I've started to smile again. I think the paralyzed one, for these last 6 years, was me. And now I'm free. And that was it. It's over. Thank you for listening. If this story touched you in any way, leave a comment. Would you have done anything differently in my place? Subscribe to the channel because stories like mine, unfortunately, happen every day. God bless.